Hey everybody, we are here, and we are completely unready to start gaming right at this point because we still have got Ian off in one room talking to his kids, and Emily has not shown up yet. But we figured that it would probably be more fun for people who are waiting to go ahead and be on the chat room and say hello than it would be to just continue looking at an empty screen. So we went ahead and went live. We're talking at the moment about Ian's role playing. Because Ian is going to be playing the role of a Zen monk turtle rather than an irritated Irish dad. So I am a turtle. I am a turtle, Ian. I am a turtle. You gotta...
I liked Ian's thought process behind. He's like, "What is happening?" Yeah, oh, okay.
So everyone. Come on, man, Zen turtle, not annoyed Irish dad.
Bring it in.
We're also waiting for Emily to get here, and we'll give her a couple more minutes too. We've got Douglas is on the chat room. Hey, Douglas, offering the opportunity of being an irritated Irish turtle.
Next time. We'll put that one in the character bank.
Yeah, that's kind of the standard dwarf.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah.
Sometimes Scottish, really, depending on what accent we can do that day.
Yeah, it does. I mean, regional UK accents are pretty random, whether you end up Irish or Scottish or anything like
Cockney. South Side, London South Side.
Yeah, I don't think anyone actually does dwarves that way, though.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd love to see Cockney dwarf.
Well, there's always, here's my Cockney dwarf, Dick Van Dyke. The world's phoniest English accent ever. So we're still waiting for Emily. So we
do a recap of last time.
Yeah, last time we had an adventure, and I completely was mentally unable to keep up with anything that was going on, and it was about my worst session ever. And so what I think we're going to do is we're going to take the last two sessions that we did, right? We're going to squish them like this, and we'll put them into the backstory of everybody's character, just like this, and then they'll be in the backstory. And then what we'll do is this will be the official first episode of everything. Okay. And then it'll all be good, and it will completely erase all of the bad DMing that I did in the last session when I couldn't think of what the hell I was supposed to do once things got even a little bit off the the track. So
yeah,
there is somewhere out there is a soul hole that we put a rock over. That's all we need to know for our backstory.
Please don't say the word soul hole ever again.
Oh no, it's going into my routine vocabulary.
The soul hole. Okay.
Gotta pay the troll toll for the
God,
that's something else
entirely. You can take a thing, but then you don't have to beat it to death when you get it. So let's go ahead and we'll introduce the characters and the players, just as if this were the first episode or possibly the second episode, and we'll just second episodes in the backstory. So Ala, you go ahead.
All right. I'm Ala. I am playing Ricky, the Kenku Rogue, who I apologize in advance for my attempts at mimicry. It's going to be awful.
And Ian, Zen Turtle.
So I'm playing Pell. I am a turtle cleric and I'm not teenage, I'm middle-aged maybe, or young adult. Something like that.
Fair enough.
You're not a ninja, you're a hero turtle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gabe.
I am playing Tycho, the human wizard. It's actually a very specific type of wizard. He is what's known as a tyromancer. He's a cheese-based divination wizard.
And there you have it. Jake.
I am playing Kenjiro Tanoko, a paladin of the storm god.
And then we also have Emily, whose character's name is Aja with 3 J's. and
At least.
yeah, at least I think she specified 3. Who is a loxodont druid. So there is that. If any, has Emily said anything else in the Facebook group or anything, or
Only
just
that
she was going to be
we
late?
can start without her. She'll be 5 to 10 minutes late.
Okay.
What race is Kinjiro? For my own personal notes, because
He is
I also have no memory.
He is an Azamar.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, is that kind of like gray, like flat gray skin and like golden eyes, but otherwise looks human.
Your miniature is painted with human type skin. So.
Yeah. And I mean that's you know.
You didn't tell me about the gray skin, so. Okay, so you guys are all affiliated with a monastery that is out in the wilderness, and after your prior adventures, you have returned there. So you go ahead, you eat with the monks that are there. You tell the story of the things that have been happening to you, and the leader of the monastery is very interested in all of this, and he asks some more questions, and he says, well, obviously that is a sign that you are the group of people who must be destined to awaken the Dreaming King, because you've already been in the roots of the Dreaming King's tree. And so he tells you a story. The Dreaming King was a storm giant who was an adventurer who traveled in the Sea of Mist beyond the world, which for you, Tycho, you're able to sort of track the fact that this Sea of Mist is actually another plane of existence, one that connects between the material planes of existence.
Kind of a metaphysical sea as opposed to an actual just body of water. I see.
And you see, okay. The story that's told about the Dreaming King is that he came across an island that was completely filled with a vast tree. Hey, Emily.
Hi.
Okay, so we delayed everything and we just talked shit with the people on the chat room for long enough that you have missed all of about 10 words of the start of the adventure. So just to rewind real quick, you're listening to the head monk at the monastery telling a story about someone called the Dreaming King that you guys are apparently destined to awaken because of the fact that you've already been in some of the worlds that the Dreaming King, that are the roots of the Dreaming King, according to the thing. So the Dreaming King was a storm giant, an adventurer. He traveled on the Sea of Mist beyond the world. And in his travels, he came across an island that was completely filled by the vast trunk and spreading branches of an enormous tree. The branches went overhead up, became invisible in the mist, were just leaves coming down from the mist in this extraplanar dimension. And also the roots from this tree spread out so far that he had to actually navigate the boat through different channels to kind of get to the island where this tree was growing. And so he got off the boat, he looked around the island and discovered that there were thousands of little tide pools in the island, all over the place. Crystal clear water where the sea had drawn back at low tide. And in the tide pools, there were fascinating creatures of all different kinds that he watched moving from pool to pool until the tide finally came in, which separated him from his ship. And so he decided that he would go to sleep on the island and wait until the tide receded again and then go back to his ship. And
Hey, Ian, I'm assuming that's your kid.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Now, according to the legend, the Dreaming King, however, never reawakened. He just stayed asleep and became one with the tree, and his dreams began to pass through the roots of the tree. Now, the tree, those roots connect up under the sea with many, many different material planes of existence. And so the dreams are causing the roots of the tree to sort of grab a hold of some of those planes of existence, and they're slowly tearing them apart, and the dreams are beginning to leak out into reality. And so there is it poses a definite danger. But up until now, the monastery has one object that they've been planning on giving to the group of people that they thought were the ones who should undertake to awaken the Dreaming King. And up until now, they haven't stumbled across anybody who seemed to be a group of people that are destined to do that. However, you guys already just fell through a hole basically into another world already, one that was a dreamland. And that seems to them to indicate that you are the people that they're supposed to give this item to. And so he asks whether you would be interested in undertaking that quest.
Absolutely.
This sounds very intriguing.
Sounds
What is the problem when dreams mix with reality? You said it's leaking out into the real world.
Things that shouldn't be alive can awaken. It allows the goblins that live between planes to get out into real places. It can change probabilities. In fact, for quite a while, we had thought about possibly opening up the monastery as a casino, because it. And then we discovered that things just weren't breaking our way, and so we decided that we would go ahead and have to send some adventurers out to take care of the situation. They're very practical. These are very practical monks. So.
Makes sense to me. I don't know. I mean, maybe if the luck was going the other direction, it'd be another story entirely. But so this dreamland that we went to, you think that's related to this, or it just happens to be that because, like, is that little hole? Is that one of the holes that the roots poked in reality?
Something along those lines. Yes. I mean I don't. From what we know, it wouldn't make sense for you to try and go back through the opening that you found before, because we don't know if that goes anywhere. That's certainly something you could try.
I'm okay not.
We do, however, have another. We know of another entrance, one that is, just an ancient tomb near the monastery, a place called the Tomb of Shorath. But that one is the one that seems to be indicated in the stories and the prophecies and everything. Of course, part of the problem with the stories and the prophecies is that they're also most likely affected by all of this dream substance. So it may very well be that things that are in the prophecies or in the story turn out not to be exactly true.
Well, I think that's pretty much par for the course with dreams and prophecies anyways. NBD, really.
Well, but here there, it's a really, really, really good prophecy. I mean, we're proud of the prophecy. We developed the prophecy. We wrote it down, but there's definitely a chance that it might be
sure it's
wrong.
a great prophecy.
So this is a peer-reviewed prophecy.
It is. We all worked on it. We had everybody do their divinations. We put together what the prophecy looked like, and it matched up with everything. It matched up with all of the oracles that we did, and we're willing to risk your lives on it.
Oh,
Wow.
that's very reassuring.
Risk
Uh,
lives?
As are we.
What gods do you guys worship again?
We don't. We're simply students of enlightenment. We focus the law of the universe within ourselves. We take reality as we find it, and we just interpret. We don't actually follow any particular god at all.
So I have two more questions. Firstly, you mentioned that things that are not that should not be alive are. Now, personally, I believe everything has a life force, and therefore that is an impossibility. But what things are you meaning?
Well, what I meant was that, for example, plants would suddenly become sapient, and ones that were not meant to be. Some obviously are, but in this case, you would have plants get up, move around, think, talk, then suddenly, boom, they're just a plant again. But some other plant you might then pick it up, and so it was a very sort of random, spastic kind of thing, more than what exactly happened. And then and stone can begin moving and things like that. It's
certainly very upsetting to the balance.
Yes. Yes.
My other question, so it seems that the goblins knew about this hole in reality and were abusing it as a way to, because we were getting brought to the Illusion King guy, right? So they were abusing this hole somehow. Do you know of other groups, or is there some, does it seem like others already know about this happening and are taking advantage of it?
Well, our understanding is that goblins, there simply are goblins that are native to these sort of created dream worlds, and some of them aren't even necessarily a dream world, except for the fact that we're standing where we are in our plane of existence, and they are across a planar border of some kind, which makes it a dream from where we are, whereas we would be a dream from where they are. But there are definitely goblins that move in and out of these systems of planar connections. Yes.
So what is the item that you are going to give us to help us complete our quest?
I've been so waiting for somebody to want to be like, hey, you said you were going to give us something. What is it that you're going to give us? He says, he pulls out a little tiny gong with a little hammer for it, and he says, "This is the chime of worlds. When you strike it once per day, it will move you to an alternate world. Now, most of the time, that alternate world is going to be so similar to the one that you're in that you won't notice very much different at all. The level of your health might be a little bit different. It might be that you're more alert at that moment in time in the alternate world, but very, very small differences. However, if it's used near a significant intersection between two different worlds, then it will open up an actual gap where you could move from one place to a place that's very, very different, but you'd really have to know that you were at a place where it would work. Of course, you might get, random benefits from using it at any time, but you might, get problems as well.
Now, does it just do that to the person who rings it, or is there like a radius of effect? Like, do we need to all huddle up, or is it more conceptual? Sure.
Well, it will affect all of the people who are attuned to the gong.
Okay.
Or the chime, given the fact that it's only yay big, but
no matter where they are. So if the person ringing the gong is 10 miles away,
it hasn't been tested in terms of
experimentation.
It hasn't made it through QA yet.
Yeah.
We're testing the prototype.
Well, he says I should say that it was built to the most exacting of specifications, and that we all checked it against all of the oracles, and it should work.
And Pell, you're going to take that?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So Pell's got the chime of worlds, and he says, "So why don't you all have a delicious meal, and then you can wake up in the morning, and we will walk you over to the tomb of Shorath, where we have a key to open the door, and then the door will have to be locked behind you in order for the gate to open on the far side."
Why do we have to wait?
Yeah, you could go now, but it's dark.
That's actually a problem for me. I can't see in the dark. I guess I could cast light. That helps. But
well, the tomb is underground.
Well, I'll definitely need a light thing then. I have a couple questions. I'm actually okay with the going in morning kind of thing. It's been a bit of a day, I could say. What can you tell us about the tomb of Shorath? Who is Shorath?
It's just one of the ancestral tombs that the monastery keeps an eye on. We don't actually know who Shorath was or what Shorath was. We've never actually opened the tomb before, so. But the oracles are very, very favorable. We've run all of the oracles, and it appears that everything should work out just fine.
Yeah. I get the idea. I guess second question. Maybe that was the third question. Third question. I need some more ball bearings. I used mine. Can I buy those off you guys?
Ball bearings? We don't.
Yes.
We don't have any ball bearings.
Oh, that's too bad. Neither do I.
Did you not have any maybe underneath the roulette wheel that you were using for the casino idea, maybe to help it spin?
We actually tested the idea using blackjack. So if you need any playing cards, we do have a deck of playing cards. And he reaches under the table, and he puts the deck of playing cards out in front of you. And he says, if you want to use,
that'll work.
Not a fancy glass box, are they? Because
no, they appear to be normal playing cards. Would you like the playing cards? He says.
Certainly, I'll take those.
Okay.
See, the table's at the monastery. Okay, cool.
Okay.
That's it for my questions.
Anybody else have questions before you head out to the tomb of Shorath?
How get home?
I feel like you've answered too many questions.
Well, I mean, we know that if we ring the gong, we go somewhere else. But how do we get back?
Just keep.
I mean, are we going to just become sliders? Is this sliders?
Like
run a perpetual quest to get back to our plane of existence?
Yeah, sure.
Well, he says, once you awaken the dreaming king on his island, and I'm sure that he'd send you back.
He's got a boat, right?
So we're playing sliders.
So,
Okay.
so the legend says he has a boat that we can
He
return
has a
on.
boat.
That is definitely what was in the legend that we wrote.
Yeah.
Why did we want to come back?
I feel like from a tree that dips into every little bit of the multiverse, we can go anywhere we wanted.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But and surely by that time we'll be heroes of legend.
Yeah, and then you can go to different worlds and kick ass in all kinds of different worlds.
We'll definitely
And
be heroes of
it's
prophecy.
It's better than hanging around this dirt heap filled casino.
The monk sort of looks like he kind of yeah.
He was really pulling for the casino idea.
You can tell he really was hoping for the casino.
I don't know about you guys. I've got a clutch of eggs back home.
So since we're waiting, why don't we play a few hands of blackjack? Here, you can deal. Give him the cards back.
He says, "We don't bet money anymore."
The house lost too often.
All right.
Apparently, they don't bet in ball bearings either. So.
No, they didn't have pachinko machines. All right. So, any preparations that you guys?
Is there someplace to buy some equipment?
Basic stuff, yes, but you're not in a town or anything like that.
Is there anyone who's willing to trade us a soul piece for something cool?
A what?
A soul?
The souls we got in our background.
Well, those might be something that would be usable as coin when you are beyond the material plane of existence.
Okay.
Would any of the monks be willing to give us some souls?
Sorry.
Oh yeah. I was just curious if the monks can give us some extra souls, in case we need to buy anything on the other side.
Extra souls, like give you their souls.
I don't care where they come from.
If you're not using them.
I figure if they're going to start a casino, their already moral standards are pretty low.
No, they don't
have souls to give.
They're coming up dry on that one. If you have souls, maybe you ought to, I don't know, set them free once you're in the sea of mist or something, I guess.
I much more agree with that. I don't think it's ethical at all to be trading souls for goods.
Oh, it says somebody with a soul. Sorry. Anyway, you're saying, Jake.
I was just asking Pal what he wanted as far as equipment.
I don't know. Just see what's around, what they were selling.
Sure.
Just nice to have the option.
I heard that this place used to have a good line on healing potions that they gifted to people who did stuff for them, but I don't know if that's dried up or not.
We already gave you a magic item that allows you to go from one world into an alternate world. That seems like it's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, it's pretty badass.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean,
we think so.
That's the short end of the stick.
Pal, my friend, just think of all the wonderful things that we'll see. Opportunities like this don't come along every day.
He doesn't seem convinced.
He doesn't seem convinced. Well, I'm going to leave it to someone else to convince him. Are we leaving tonight or tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Whenever you want.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go get me some shut-eye then.
All right.
Okay. All right. So, and then is anybody doing anything after that meeting or? Okay. So you guys sleep. You wake up the next morning, and the monk says that he's going to lead you over to the tomb of Shorath. So he gets his walking stick and he walks down the stairs, and there's stairs and stairs and stairs and stairs and stairs and stairs and stairs down to the bottom of the mountain. And then you go through the sort of the trails through the bamboo forest, and then you get to an area where there is a sort of a rock, a rise in the rock, and then there is a door in the side of it that's got a key in the door, and he starts to hand the door over, the key over to Pell, and then he sort of pulls it back and starts to hand it over to Ricky, and then doesn't, and then finally goes ahead and he hands it over to Jake, And it says, "This is the key to the tomb. You'll have to lock it from the inside once you have gone in. Now, if you haven't crossed over the border to another world, then you'll be able to unlock it from the inside and come back out again. But it does have to be closed in order for a gate to open on the far side."
Okay.
Well, I'm going to use my basic cast mage armor on myself.
Okay.
Who knows what we find in there? Let's be safe.
Wow, this
I'm
hasn't
ready
been
to go.
open in how long?
Sorry?
Ever.
Apparently, they
been
haven't
opened
been in here, so it's all speculation and prophecy at this point.
I'm very curious what the first smell will be like.
Well,
All right, let's go.
let's find out, and I will unlock the door.
Okay, so you unlock the door. It leads to some stairs. There's a very short, like 5-foot landing, and then there are stairs going down into the darkness. The very first smell that you get from that, Emily, is that although it's an underground area, excuse me, there are definitely other ways in and out of wherever it is that you are going down into, because you can smell leaves and grass, and very, very faintly, but you're able to tell this is not an area that has been perfectly sealed off hermetically for centuries.
Okay, and I'm guessing it would be a good idea then to not leave the key on a hook by the door.
No, he's
We'll bring
carrying
the key
the
with
key.
us. Yeah. Yep, I'll bring it with me because
Okay.
we're gonna need it to get back out. I think if we come back this way.
Sounds reasonable to me. I will cast light so that those of us who can't see in the dark can see in the light.
I'll light a torch.
Okay. All right, so it's 2 light sources. All right.
So marching order is going
Yeah.
to be Jake, myself, Gabe,
Tycho. Yes.
Ala, Emily.
Is that in
That
a
works.
single file, or is that you and Jake side by side?
How
I think-
wide is the passage?
I think. Can I wield the 2-handed weapon next to him?
No.
Standing in the passage. All right, then single file.
Are you any good at checking for traps?
With his face.
Ricky?
Oh.
With his
I thought
face.
that was intended for Pat. And I was like, yeah, sure he is.
No, wait, what's your name again?
Kinjiro?
Ala?
Oh.
No,
I
Ala,
know
okay.
I'm Ricky. But
Here we
yes,
go. Here we go. Here we go.
by track.
Ala is Ricky.
Okay, Ricky, yeah.
Ian is Pell. Gabe is Tycho. Jake is Kenjiro. And Emily is Aja.
Aja.
Aja with 3 J's.
Aja.
So my question was for Ricky, and wondering if
Yes.
Ricky maybe would be good in the front because he can use his face for trap checking.
Well, I feel like if we were to make this into some sort of edition about checking for traps as a group that was wandering through here, that we would all have the skill to spot them, but maybe not disarm them.
Well, you are rather wise, aren't you?
Yeah.
He is our turtle sensei.
Pal, do you have do you use a quarterstaff,
am
if I
I.
remember correctly?
I'm
I
actually
have a quarterstaff.
You could just go like tapping that across the floor as you go.
to a
like
tappa.
a blind
brought
turtle.
I did bring this 10-foot pole.
Oh, that's even better.
How about this,
I
Matt?
think this will work fantastically.
All right. Emily, yes.
Would you allow Ian and I to do a contested wisdom check to see which one of us might be more accurate in that either Ricky should lead or any of us can lead and would equally have a chance of finding any traps.
Well, I mean, so if you're looking at it, I mean, like to pull back the curtain, if we're looking at passive perceptions, which is what it would be, like it's whoever has the highest passive perception.
So rather than a contested roll, what would be your passive perception bonus, Ian?
15.
And
My
what would
passive perception?
16.
and what would yours be, Ala?
13.
So actually, it sounds like the best person to have in front is Emily.
See what you got?
Oh, that went sideways fast.
It's all right. If you happen to find any with your face, I will discernment for everybody else.
Plus, Emily has the trunk, so
Yeah, exactly.
she can smell
Smell,
things
yeah.
as they sneak up on you.
But I don't want to do any tapping with my trunk. I mean, that sounds very
Yeah,
dangerous.
no,
like
that,
if I-
yeah, that does
No,
sound
no.
dangerous.
It
Maybe
sounds
you
like
can
a
borrow
great
the
way to
10-foot
lose a
pole.
trunk.
Yeah, here's the 10-foot pole.
Okay.
But you could just use your eyes and look too.
Yeah.
It's almost as though if the universe decided a number that one had to roll above, if our natural base passive number was that or better, we'd see it.
Okay.
All right, so you're putting Emily. So Emily is now going from the back protected position
To the front.
to the front.
I will switch.
All right, so now
Okay,
I've got Emily with a borrowed 10-foot pole at the front, and then Ian, then Jake, and then Gabe and Ala.
No, I'm switching.
Yeah, Ian's
Gabe
switching
is-
to the back, and I'm in second place.
Ian's at the back. Okay. And so
And so-
Ricky and Pell are just walking side by side.
Yeah.
10 foot. Okay.
Hey, Ricky.
Do we close and lock the door behind us?
Yes. He already did.
Okay. I am claustrophobic, and if
Yeah,
Pell
but
isn't watching me too terribly bad, I want to go and lock the door.
I'll hold her hand.
Oh, you're also tiny.
You could try and
It's fine. Look,
you
there's
could-
light.
Okay, so Ricky seems to be gravitating back toward the door. Now you're all getting your marching order, and you're like, okay, so Emily's got to be up front. You look around, and Ricky is kind of plastered up a little bit against the door.
How much does Ricky's? Are you small? Are you small or medium size? How big
Let me
are you?
double check.
Can y'all hear my? Can y'all hear
Medium
my?
sized.
Hear
Because
you
I'll
what?
just, if she's small, I'll pick her up like a 8 or 10-year-old, like under one arm.
Yeah, but
And
she's
start
not.
marching down.
But she's not small, so everyone is
Officially,
gonna,
officially
Yeah.
medium sized,
Yeah.
but
Well, her
hollow
bones are
bones.
hollow.
yeah, exactly. Although
Just
if
like
they
an-
don't help you
like an
fly at
elf.
all, so
much like an elf.
Plus, maybe you'll serve like a weighted blanket, and the pressure will calm Ricky down.
Ricky 100% has a weighted blanket in his pack, just for
right.
just for
Let's
stress.
start going.
okay.
Ricky,
Okay, now
we
we're
need your
having a
help
tap
here.
tap.
Deep breaths.
Listen, you're gonna have to switch with me if you aren't starting moving, because keep it going. I don't want
All
to
right,
ride
so-
herd on the bird.
All right, so you're able to get Ricky separated from the door. Then you're following behind Tycho and Ricky, and you guys begin heading down the stairs with Emily testing the stairs as she goes on the
I'm
way
gonna
down.
watch the ceiling,
Okay.
and I'll just
Um,
point stuff out to Ricky too. Look,
Okay. So you let me
pebble.
switch.
Look,
Over
there is a
the,
rock.
a brown pebble.
Penny?
Okay, switching over to the dungeon camera. Here we go. You'll have to. We'll all have to ignore the curtains that are behind the dungeon cam.
I guess Allah has a theme song for the dungeon cam.
Da, da, da. Anyway,
Oh wait, no, I want to hear the theme song to the
no,
dungeon.
that was it. It was the da 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 dungeon camp.
Okay, da-da-da-da, dungeon cam.
We'll do a little infographic later. Little
No, what we
Swirly
need,
thing effect.
we need,
Dungeon cam.
we need to have that sound clip. Is all we need. Dungeon cam at the beginning of each and every episode is what we need to do. Just
Oh,
you get down to the bottom. You get down to the bottom of the
you regret
stairs,
everything.
and there's a room. You're looking toward the north here, and the room is 40 feet north-south, and it is 30 feet wide. And there are two doors in it, one of them going to the north and one of them leading to the east. So here is Emily with the 10-foot pole, and that is the figure that Alla painted, which is just freaking gorgeous.
Super
It's
dope.
awesome.
So all right, so Emily is a little ways into the room, able to look at the two doors. These doors both appear to have they appear to be made out of entirely out of metal, and actually let me switch over for that. They're made entirely out of metal. They are carved with sort of spiraling non-representational pictures all over. Each one of them has a single keyhole in the middle of the door, and they don't have a handle.
Is there any evidence that they've been opened relatively recently, like, dirt sort of pushed out of the way or anything like
Scratch
that?
marks, maybe.
Yeah.
What is your wisdom, Emily?
I think it was 19. Yeah, 19.
Okay. Okay, so from what you can tell, these doors have not been opened, but air moving through them, you can still sort of smell the fact that that this area is not hermetically sealed off.
There's one keyhole
So, but you're not.
more outsidey than the other.
You no, they're both about equally got that sort of feel. The things have, put it this way, it appears that things have gone in and out of the doors, but the doors have never been opened. Put it that way. That's probably a better description.
So when you were going like this, is this like the size of the keyhole?
Yeah, well, it's a large plate like this, and then the key is probably about yay big. So the key's about, a keyhole itself is about an inch tall.
Do I feel like it might match the key that we were given to the tomb's door?
Yeah, you've got. I mean, it's a great big key. The tumblers are about an inch. It looks the same.
Okay.
Well, they seem the same to me, so choose at your whim.
I say we go east.
I was about to say we go north, but I'm okay with east too.
What does cheese say?
We'll save the cheese for the bigger questions, my dear. No need to use power frivolously, I've been taught.
So I'll move over to the east door.
Okay.
And
So
take the.
you move over to the east door.
Yep.
All right.
Take the key out and unlock the door.
Okay. The key goes in, no problem. It turns. The door appears to be unlocked.
And now what? Push it, pull it,
Push it.
Well,
through it.
Does it?
Does it?
I will attempt to open the door, pushing it open.
Okay. So here is the your eye view what you're seeing here.
I'm excited.
Of the beholder.
Okay. So you open the door,
Ah!
and you can see another room pretty much similarly sized to the other one, 40 feet to the north and south. And there's a door on the far side directly across from the one that you're coming in. And there doesn't appear to be any other anything else that's of particular note inside the room until the floor in the middle of the room, directly in front of the door, suddenly begins to sort of ripple and change, and sort of teeth and a kind of mouth form in it.
Look out, Sarlacc.
So what do you do? It doesn't appear to be doing anything
Hey,
hostile.
hey, floor mouth.
Maybe we just close this door. Yep, and then maybe
No,
check
wait.
the next. What?
Oh, wait a second. Floor mouth, can you hear me?
It doesn't say anything.
Is the mouth open or closed?
It's opening and closing.
You really want to check
Maybe-
the door? What?
Give it some food.
Maybe we just let it.
All right, fine. Let's check
No,
from the north.
I don't know.
All right. I will pull the door closed again, lock it, and take the key to the north door.
Okay.
Very brave adventurers.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that thing.
That thing's
Yeah, I
begging to have stuff tossed into it. I don't know what you guys are thinking.
Yeah. Right?
So we back out. We bravely close and lock the door.
Mm-hmm.
Then we turn around to the next door. So there
We're
you
level
are.
1 adventurers. We don't want to take any foolish chances here.
Yeah, we are level 1.
Yeah, but-
I mean, we're still
Yeah, but we're
very-
fifth. We're fifth edition. We're super hardy.
I mean,
Yeah.
Okay.
We are hardy.
I don't know
lost
about you guys,
2
but I'm a
people.
wizard of prophecy, so
so I will
So
repeat
what's your
the
prophecy for what's on the far side of the door?
yeah. I will
very short focusing camera.
repeat the unlocking and opening process on this door. Unlock and push it inwards.
Okay. Give me just a second because I'm going to have a 5th edition moment and look something up in a book real quick.
Okay.
And
5th edition DM tip of the day and game today has to do with passive perception and passive insight. A DM can jot these down numbers right behind the screen so that they know them or on whatever pad you're using. And then when referencing check numbers in an adventure, you don't even have to roll. You can let a player secretly know all sorts of information that might benefit the game.
that's really, really good, Ian.
It's a
Thanks.
good way to not interrupt play by asking players to make perception checks all the time. That way, they're not on edge when the monsters come out of the shadows and eat their faces.
And hilarity ensues. Allah, we got to do a 5th edition rules podcast.
Oh
Oh my god, it is going to be like monotone and just like super dry.
Yeah. Like
Well, no, it will
doesn't
have.
sound
It will
good.
it'll have to
Get
involve a
everybody
really
to rate
ridiculous
5
skit.
stars,
Oh no,
reviews.
like the
Like-
dryness is part of the skit.
the
Wait,
button
no, I think-
something dumb.
tour operator. Like if you look on your left, you'll see.
Okay, so you go ahead and you open the door, and on the far side there is a wriggling, horrible-looking serpentine thing, and it has
Is that a grick? Ugh.
it's a grick, and it's got a snake-like body. It's got tentacles that come out from the sort of end of the body, but there's a slashing, horrible-looking beak in the middle of them. and it immediately lunges forward and attacks Jake.
All right.
Now, the fact that it's a vicious, nasty monster, on the other hand, does not mean that it's particularly good, vicious, nasty monster. My ability at rolling dice seems to have carried forward from last episode to this one. What happens? You push the door open, and this thing sort of whacks you once with its tail. And once with its tentacles, but it just sort of thumps into you with them rather than doing anything that's actually dangerous, Jake. So it just sort of spastically lunges into the room, gets in your space, whomps up against you, and then we roll initiative.
Good.
So.
Right. Off to the strong.
Good.
You guys are going to put your numbers up in the little internal chat here. So Emily actually manages to roll worse than I did. Gabe, did you max out with that 22?
Not quite. Just about, though.
Okay, so
That's
everybody but Allah goes into action like a SWAT team.
Hey, no. I was at a 17.
Yeah,
Everybody but Aja.
Yeah, no, that's right. I messed up Aja and Emily. Everyone but Emily. Emily's not really paying attention. You know, you got monsters, things like this. Maybe the thing in the other room is still dangerous. Maybe did we really lock the door that went into the other room? And meanwhile, everyone else is like, kill it. So Gabe, in 22, you're way ahead of everybody else. What do you do?
Well, I was already kind of on edge because of the last door that we opened, and this thing opens, and I'm immediately like, "Eh!" And I just chuck a little firebolt at this horrible creature that just came through the door.
Okay.
with that little shriek.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a little shriek involved.
So now, and we do also have Jake right up there next to it as well, already in combat with it. Come on, camera, focus. All right.
So let's see. That is going to be 6. So a total of 16 to hit.
Okay, and that is going to be a miss. Oh wait, nope. I'm wrong. That is going to be a hit.
Even better.
Yeah, almost by definition.
And that's going to do a grand total of 7 points of fire damage.
Okay. All right, so so you point your finger, bolt of fire leaps forth, plays across the tentacles of the creature, charring parts of it, bits of it. You sort of peel nastily away from whatever substructure there is underneath muscled tentacles. Then Jake, so there's fire shooting from behind you, tentacles in front of you. What do you do?
I will make a draw cut with my Nodachi. I will try, and I'll miss I'll miss because that's only a 13.
Okay.
What were you rolling there? That sounded like,
yeah, so
TV set on the floor.
Not only did I miss the cut, I missed my dice tray, and it rolled on my table.
I have multiples of the dice because when something goes, we've got the tile floor on here, so when a die hits it, it can go anywhere for miles. So yeah. I've just got duplicate dice and just gather them up later, or else the dog eats them, one or the other. Okay, so Jake misses. Ala, you're next with a 17. What do you do?
All right. I will draw a bow and try to shoot it. Hopefully not shooting Jake in the process, but we'll see. Well, it's not a natural 1, so I think you're okay. But I don't believe a 13 is going to connect. So
no, that's it's their armor. It's armor class 14, so it came so close, but did not hit. Then Ian, in 15, what do you do?
I will charge into it. Can I get through the door to it?
Yes.
Or can I walk around? So I want to go around behind it then.
Oh no, you can't walk past it through the door. Sorry, I misunderstood what you were saying. Okay, so there you are. You're in combat with it as well as Jake.
I rolled a 19, so I have a 23 to hit it.
That'll be a hit.
And I do. These Haster dice love me. I do 12 damage.
Ouch.
With my two-handed maul.
Damn.
12. Okay. All right. So you reach back and you just wail the crap out of it. It's still alive though. So then in 7 it goes, and so it's going to attack with a tentacle, and then if it hits, it's going to get the beak attack as well. And so it's going to attack Jake. And
I'm the only one who seems to be hurting it. I don't know why it wants a piece of that stringy meat.
Well,
I'm surprised it can get through that tin can armor.
You're all shell, man.
Yeah, I mean, some kinds of turtle just, don't make good soup.
I got good soup fixins. What are you kidding?
You don't know me. You don't know my flesh.
I taste delicious.
I make great soup.
Live the dream. Become the best soup.
Okay, so it's a +4, so that's only a 13. What's your armor class, Jake?
16.
Okay, so it does miss you. And then Emily, it's you. What do you do?
Okay, I will bonus action shillelagh. My club as it glows, going dark green to like bright light green, and then I'm gonna smack the thing.
Okay, roll to hit.
Let go of my friend. Yeah, I'm gonna totally miss.
Okay.
Not terribly enough to cause any damage to myself or my friends, but enough to not hit anything.
Okay. All right. So we've got the 3 of you guys are the ones that are in actual melee combat with the Grick there. Roll initiative next round.
Really?
Off to a strong. We have been slowly slipping down the initiative track.
Yeah.
Jake and I plummeted. We didn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't a slide. It was just like
a nosedive. Yeah.
Oh wait. Okay. So when you hit with your maul, you did 12, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So that was, you actually only did 6. It's resistant
to turtles.
Gricks are the worst.
Right.
Worst.
So yeah. So the magic damage. Yeah. The magic damage did that. But yeah. So it was kind of spongy. So when you hit it with, it was an awesome blow, but it sort of squished in and then bounced out again. Because it's really kind of like fighting calamari. So.
Petition to feed it to the mouth hole. If we ever kill it.
Yeah. The
feed it to the mouth.
I'm on board.
All right, let's see. It has got a +2. So, and it rolled a 13, so it actually beat everybody in the entire party. That's amazing. So it's what is your armor class, Ian? It'll go ahead and it'll try for soup.
17.
Okay, so it will try and tentacle you. It does not, though. It gets its tentacle kind of tangled up in Jake's leg. So it drags Jake to the side a little bit, but it doesn't manage to fight with all 3 of you guys in there, using the 2-handed weapons and all of that good stuff. It's a real confused fight going on in there. So it does sort of drag Jake sideways, doesn't actually manage to hit. Then Gabe, it's you. You've got people gathered all around it at this point now.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm up to kind of, I guess, threading the needle with a firebolt at this point. It sounds like that might kind of a dangerous.
What? We're in it.
Or I mean, can I do that? You think I can weave a firebolt in there without hurting my buddies?
Firebolt is a roll.
Just like a ranged attack.
Yeah, ranged spell attack, basically.
Ranged spell attack. Yeah, you can. But if you miss, shooting into melee, you've got the same chance
Well, if we just worry about ifs and what ifs, we'll never
No,
get it done.
Oh, no, so speaks the guy who's supposed to do divination using
Bold.
cheese.
Yeah, bold action carries the day.
Yeah.
As
Well,
my
I
people say,
divine
you
that I'm
only
going to
live
cause
never.
some fire. That one's a total of 20 to hit.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a hit. So more fire streaks into the melee.
Better aimed, but slightly less potent. This one's only going to do 4 damage.
4 damage. Okay. All right, so it is still up, and then Ala, you're next. So what does Ricky do?
Oh, he's gonna try and shoot again, even though there's a whole lot of
Excellent.
bodies in the way.
Yeah. Okay. Go for it.
I rolled another 13, so
Okay.
phenomenal.
So that's an arrow whizzes clunks off of Pell's shell, and then we go to Jake. What do you do? 2.
I will attempt to attack it again and hopefully have better results this time. Nope, that's a natural 1.
Natural
boy.
1. Okay. We're not gonna do anything hugely damaging as a result of the natural 1. Are we? Aren't we? 5th edition. We won't for now. Anyway, Ian, in 2, what do you do?
I mean, does it look like we've actually? I mean, no one's hit it but me. It seems like, and Tycho's firebolts.
Wow.
Like, how beat up is it looking?
It's looking, man. It's looking like nobody's just carrying their weight except for the guy casting the fire and the guy with the hammer. It's looking about maybe about half to a third the strength. It's looking about a third the strength that it was when it started.
All right, I guess I'll just swing at it with my maul.
Okay.
You'll have to sound so sad about it.
Let's see.
He's the Zen turtle. He's going to sound disgruntled about everything.
It's true. 11 plus 4. I have a 15 to hit it.
That's going to be a hit.
Oh. Rubbery hide my ass. Ooh, Haster loves me. Ooh, that's max damage. That is 14 damage.
Okay, so that's going to be only 7 points of damage because of the resistance, and it'll still be alive.
Hail, Haster.
Nice.
These are the dice that would not roll anything above a 5 on the d20 for Skeeter Greens until he just abandoned them. And they roll really well for me.
Yeah.
Haster has never been good to Skeeters. Cthulhu is much more Skeeter's line.
Yeah. And they're all good to me, so.
All right, so that lays a lot of hurt on it, but it's still alive. Emily, what do you do?
I am going to. I guess I'll just I'll extend my trunk like straight out and like do the poison spray like right in its mouth. Is it holding on to anybody right now?
It's holding on to everybody.
I mean, its mouth. Where's its mouth?
Oh no, its mouth is not. It has not managed to actually connect with anybody.
Okay, well then I'm doing that.
Well, hang on a second. Let me look at the description of the. Is that core book or did you find that? Voice poison spray. Okay. What the hell?
I can also read it to you if you want. Range of 10 feet.
No, I'll be able to find it in 2 seconds. It's just, I got thrown off because they have the familiars at the back, and so I thought I was looking in the monster manual. All right, so poison spray. You project a puff of noxious gas from your nose in the case of the Loxodont. A creature you can see within range.
So it doesn't. I don't know. It's up to you if it has to inhale it or not. Maybe this thing can't breathe. It doesn't breathe, so therefore it can't. I don't know.
Only one way to find out. That's by shooting it full of noxious gas.
Although if its mouth is open, it could also ingest it like swallowing it, even if it doesn't inhale it.
No, that'll work. So okay, so Constitution save.
14.
All right. So, well, no, it's a Constitution save on. I have to make a Constitution save, right? Or do you have to roll to hit as well?
No, but that's for
No.
DC. So you have to
Yeah,
be a
that's
14.
the DC of the save
Oh,
for
okay,
you.
gotcha. Right as you are reaching out your nose toward the thing, it opens its mouth right over the right over your nose, and in a panic, you spray the poison gas directly down into its mouth.
Oh,
Um,
good
and
panic.
that is not a real D6.
But yet it clamps down on my trunk.
No. What happened was that it rolled a 1 for its Constitution save. So
Super effective.
so you managed to blow poison gas right directly into it. It only had 3 hit points left, and it is not resistant to poison of any kind. So what happens is just utterly disgusting, because you blow the poison right into its system. It starts bubbling on its surface, and it goes into this spastic, horrible thing, and then it dies, falls down, flips around, rolls over, and then finally just sort of shakes itself to a stop and dies.
Good work.
Yeah.
Let's do this. We've just hit 7. We've hit 7 o'clock a little bit ago in the middle of combat. Let's take a quick 5-minute break, and then we'll be back.
Okay.
All right.
Are they children or wolves?
I was gonna say.
A little bit of both, really.
It's a blizzard and there's wolves.
There's a lizard.
They're closing in on you.
I will be right back.
Oh
same
man,
here.
kids.
You'll have some eventually.
Nah, man, that ain't my game.
No, I mean, I'm sending mine to you, so you'll have some eventually.
Oh, okay, good. We do need more labor for painting tiles.
That keeps them popular, so.
Okay, I'm back. Got the wrong camera up. Okay. Everybody begin. We're gonna.
Oh,
Hold on.
I'm here too. I just hiding.
Okay, someone's feeding back. Okay, quit. All right. Also, for everyone who's watching, we are going to have to move to the Twitch platform at some point in the future when Google Hangouts closes down. But Ala and Gabe have offered to help with the technical side of that, so we will at some point be producing a show that probably has hilarious quantities of me trying to deal with technical stuff that I don't understand. So that ought to be fun. Okay, so so the Grick has died and gone thrashing around the floor. Let me switch over to the. So you're able to see now in there. Now that it's gone, you're able to sort of peek around the corner. Who is anyone going to go into the room, look into the room? What all are you doing?
I'll go in.
Okay. So Ian slowly and turtily goes into the room, looks around. There are no other exits from the room. It is 50 feet east-west, 30 feet north-south.
and does the door enter in sort of the center of that 50 feet?
The door enters into the center of the 50 feet, yes.
Can I walk in and examine all the walls?
Yes. So you walk in and you sort of check around in there, and there's one part of the wall which appears to be plastered over that you are able to feel moving air coming through what looks like it is this patch of plaster on the wall.
I'll smash up the plaster with my maul.
Okay.
Don't think was due.
All right. So you swing with your maul, and it hits the plaster and basically just bounces off. The plaster should chip, but it doesn't.
Maybe the plaster itself conceals some kind of door that needs to open. Can we search around for it for any sort of like little switches or latches or hidden kind of ways of opening it?
Okay, so Tycho walks into the room and begins checking the walls to see whether you can find any kinds of buttons or moving things on the walls. What is everyone else doing? Ricky, what are you doing?
I'm operating on the assumption that it might be an illusionary wall. So Ricky's gonna try and just like walk right into it.
Okay. So Ricky apparently doesn't see the plaster or something and just slams beak first right into the wall. It effectively stops all of his forward momentum, and yeah, there you go. You got the sort of mime type of situation going there.
Real wall.
You saw him smash the maul into it, didn't you?
Jake, what are you doing?
I'd like to come inside the room and take a look at the wall opposite from the plaster.
Okay, now the plaster is actually directly opposite the door.
Okay.
That you came in. So
okay.
Okay. So we've got Ricky is here, recovering from the secret door check, and then Tycho is walking around the room, checking for places like this.
In that case, since it's opposite the door,
Mhm.
Does the door have a keyhole on the backside of it as well?
As it turns out, yes, it does.
Okay.
So let's close it and lock it.
Yep. So everybody in the room,
Okay.
and then I will close the door behind us and lock it.
Okay.
So it's like every room's a dimension kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So everybody piles in, and you close the door and you lock it. And the moment that you do that, the plaster that had been there a moment ago changes into a door. It's the
That
same.
was quite smart.
It's the same as the other ones. It's got the central keyhole in it, and there it is.
Nice thinking, Kenji. Well done.
So we definitely need to not lose this key, like ever.
That would be the thing.
Well, maybe. Do you have a piece of string you can tie it around a loop and hang it on your neck or something, and tuck it on your breastplate?
I will do that.
Okay.
Let's open the next one.
Kenji too, in case he falls down hole.
But I will.
Big string.
I will move to the next door, unlock it, and push it open.
Okay. So
Surprised by a Grick.
Another Grick?
So you
Whoa.
move in. Guys, forgot to give the I'm picking up a camera and moving it warning.
Whoa.
Skeeter really reacted to that when I would pick up the camera and move it. Okay, so you open the door, and on the far side of it.
Uh-oh.
Matt, you just cut out sound-wise.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yes,
Okay.
yep.
Yeah, sorry, I brushed the little mute switch on the wire. Okay, so once you you open it, there's a room on the far side. It's 40 feet north-south, 30 feet east-west, and once again, it has got the sort of strange plaster patches on the wall. There are a couple of lumps in the stone floor. There are 3 of them inside the room. They appear like something has been thumping from underneath the stone, and has sort of buckled the stone upward a little bit, except that it doesn't seem to have really cracked. It seems to have almost stretched a little bit.
Mm.
Why don't you poke it with that 10-foot pole?
Emily, it's you that's got the 10-foot pole.
Sorry, I was talking to my cat. I'll hand you back the 10-foot pole. You can do the poking if you feel so inclined.
Yeah, I'll poke one while the door's open with the 10-foot pole.
Okay. While the door is open, it appears to be just stone lumps.
Let's do the thing.
This looks like sort of abnormal, right? Like you don't usually expect to see stone buckle like this. Does it really seem to anybody else like this is sort of that like bubbling fabric of reality stuff?
Yeah. That's
okay.
what I'm getting to.
Yeah, it's a bit disconcerting, but I mean, I suppose that might mean we're on the right track.
If only someone had some cheese so that they could find out what the answer was.
Yeah.
But it doesn't quite work that way.
Okay.
I wish it did. That would be better.
So it doesn't appear squishy or anything from this side?
No, it seems to be absolutely made out of stone.
All right, let's go in and close the door, but let's make sure we're not standing on those soft spots.
Yep.
And,
Agreed.
Okay, so you all go in, and you close the door behind you. And the moment that you do that, the stone bubbles suddenly break open into these sort of plant-like shapes that have got tentacles, and look very, very dangerous, as though they are about to attack you. Roll for initiative.
So would I have seen anything like this? Does this remind me of any plant life I might have seen before?
This is completely unlike any kind of plant life that you have ever seen, and you get a fairly strong sense of evil, sort of wafting from it in the air. Although these, and the other thing is that these appear to be the this seems to be the locus for the smell of the outside that you got.
Mm.
So whatever that may be.
So either it came from outside, or it's an illusionary scent it's trying to trick us with, or it just smells that way. Or yeah, lots of options, really.
Lots of options there at this point. You're in a strange place. Okay, so your first person able to act is you, Emily. What do you do in response to these plants?
Well, I can tell that these are not, this is not part of the balance of nature. These are abominations, because plants are not evil. They're just they're neutral.
Yeah, no, these are definitely, you get a definite sense of wrongness, druidic wrongness about these things.
So that really bothers me. So I'm just gonna poison spray it.
Okay.
Let's do that, then.
All right, so you poison spray the nearest of the three of them, and it appears to have no effect whatsoever.
Okay. Poison did nothing.
Poison did nothing. Next, Ricky.
We'll see if arrows will do something instead.
Okay.
And is anybody adjacent to it by any chance?
Not close enough yet that you're going to have any risk of hitting anyone else in the party.
She wants a
sweet
sneak attack.
But that's okay because I rolled a 10, which I don't think is gonna.
No. Okay. So the arrow whisks by. Arrows don't do anything either.
I have to get some new dice.
Okay. Ian, you're next with a you're next with a 10. What do you do?
I know this is going to sound surprising, but I'm going to charge in with my maul to the nearest one and smash it.
Okay, so moving at absolute top speed with your stubby turtle legs, you charge in slowly, but fortunately, the distance you need to charge is only about 5 feet, so you're able to do a really, really slow charge over a really, really short area and accomplish exactly the same thing that you would have if you'd had longer legs and a longer area to go across. Roll to hit.
I have a 19 to hit.
Okay, so it ends dramatically with a hit. What?
Non-haster. Oh, that wasn't great. 5 damage.
Okay, so you hit it. You smashed it really good. It looks like it's at about half as strong as it was before you hit. Then after that is 6. Gabe, what do you do?
This is horrifying. Kenji, turn the key and open the door. Maybe they'll go back.
And then it's Kenji. It's your turn. What do you do?
Can I like hold my action until after he does that to see what happens, or is that that can also just be my turn? I want them all to go away.
Okay. Well, you can while you're waiting to see what Kenji does, you can do something else in panic if you want to. Use cast a spell or
firebolt one of them, I suppose.
Okay.
And in my panic, that's going to be a 19. The dice are hot.
So you nail it. It goes in between the ineffective poison and the ineffective arrow, and it impacts. Is this on the wounded one that Ian already wounded?
Yeah, if I can hit it without hitting Ian, I will do that, and it's going to be 8 damage.
Okay, so that one chars and begins to burn, and its tentacles flail for a second, and then it catches fire like it's made out of whale oil, and so there's this blinding white pillar of light burning there,
Actually, hold off on the key. This fire is really effective.
Well, yeah.
And then still, however, before Jake is able to do anything, the remaining two of them shuffle forward. One of them attacks Ian.
Bring it.
And it two tentacles sort of flail around you and do nothing. And the other one is going to attack Emily. And what is your armor class, Emily?
17.
Okay, so it also misses you. And then at the bottom of the round, Jake, what do you do?
I will run up to one of the other ones and attack it.
Okay.
With sword. Nope. That's a 6 on the dice. So
you and I are rolling just about the same this time.
Yeah.
We're both on a really, really bad streak here. I should never have said anything about the casino not working because of the laws of probability not working there, because I think I totally cursed myself with that one comment, I think. Okay,
And half of us.
that's the round. Roll initiative. Okay, so Ian has an 18. These are all adjusted rolls that you guys are giving me, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ian's got an 18, Gabe's got a 13, Allah's got a 6, Jake's got a 7, Emily has a 1. So that means that Ian, what do you do? They've just killed the first one that you already hit.
Well, thankfully, it came to me, so I don't have to go to it.
Okay.
I will try to smash that one, and I have a 13 to hit.
Okay, that is going to be a miss.
That's a warning shot.
All right. Then Gabe, what do you do?
Tycho is going to kind of rub his fingers together like this and go.
Okay.
And he's gonna. I guess he's gonna firebolt the one that came up on Ian.
Okay.
Probably not though. That one's gonna be an 11.
Okay, so you miss this one with the fire. It goes by it as it shifts to try and attack Ian.
Blast.
Then two of them are going to attack. So Ian, what's your armor class, Ian?
17.
Okay, you're hit once by one of them.
Yeah, awesome.
And also by the other. So you're actually hit twice, and you take
That's so great.
4 points from the first one and 6 points from the second one.
All right, hold on a second. So the first one hits me, and I want to do something.
Do I get double damage
So
when I roll a natural 20?
Yes.
You get 2 times die. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you get to double
can
the die,
either-
but not the modifier.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's pretty bad then, because that means that you took 4 from the first one, but you took 12 from the second hit.
Mhm.
All right,
Oof.
which is fine. But when the first one hits me,
Is it though?
Is it
Is
though?
it
We're level 1.
You really want to focus on the first one that hit you and the second one? Okay, go ahead.
so the first one hits me, and I'm activating a reaction.
Okay.
So I'm going to Wrath of the Storm it, so it can make a Dex saving throw of DC 14.
Okay. It totally fails that.
So it takes 7 plus 6, 13 lightning damage.
Okay, so so your reaction causes it to suddenly become suffused with lightning. Lightning shoots up and down the lengths of the tentacles. It falls completely apart right before making what it would have made a second lethal attack on you, but you managed to kill it by doing that. So it never makes that second natural 20.
Oh,
Nice.
I thought it was the
Reaction.
2 different ones.
They're
Look at
great.
that.
Oh, it was the 2 different ones. I'm wrong. You do.
Okay, so
Right.
so
So
you
kill
do take that 12
one of
damage.
was gonna
one of them
say.
hits you. You kill it, but then the other one comes in and hits you, and you
Vengeance.
take 12 points of damage.
It takes
And I fall
vengeance
unconscious.
for its friend. Yeah, I kind of figured.
but oh,
Poetic.
the drama! It was that was worth it.
It was.
Okay, so
What?
yeah, I mean, so all kinds of weird, freaky shit has just happened with the turtle, who's now apparently lying on his back, with his legs and his arms slowly receding back into his shell.
Gonna need help up.
Just roll back and forth a while, and then you'll eventually get it.
We gotta tip him over.
So that was at the
Can't
top
do
of
it
that.
himself.
You just rock him back and forth. He can't get up by himself.
That should be one of
that
his.
was their turn.
All right, so Gabe, all of this stuff has happened. There's the one surviving plant standing over Ian, and it clearly looks focused on Ian, like it's going to keep trying to attack him and kill him now that he's unconscious. So what do you do?
But I don't want to give it another chance. I'm just going to magic missile it.
Okay.
I mean, it seems like overkill, but hey, sometimes overkill is the best kill.
I bid you fondue.
It's way better than underkill.
Right? So that just hits.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 7 plus 3. That's a total of 10 points of damage.
And they have 10 hit points each. So you blow a hole through it, and it dies. And
just for reference, the magic missile takes the form of like little spinning slices of cheese.
No, it doesn't.
But no, it's my magic. It's literally magic. Why can't it?
They're
Okay,
not
fine.
sliced like
It
wedges
looks like
of
that.
cheddar.
Yeah.
Tell me
Exactly.
what form does my magic missile take, ODM?
It
Little
takes
bolts?
it takes the form of a magic missile that is not cheese.
Okay.
I assumed it
Wow.
looked more like those meathead people who are throwing slices of cheeses at their baby.
Yes.
I don't know.
Smack!
The magic missile. The magic is actually it bores them to death. Apparently. So
It hits him in the face and says, "Damn it!"
Because there's player agency, and then there's just dumb.
Agreed. I will move over to Pell and use lay on hands to heal him for. We'll go with 3.
Hey, 3's better than nothing.
Yeah, I mean,
Three's
it's a
better than
really
9.
limited. It's a really limited pool that I've got. Three's more than half.
Now the other thing is that when these things die, they begin receding down into the those egg shapes again, and so you're watching them slowly go back into those stone lumps that they were in before.
Can we pick those up, or are they like melded to the floor?
No, they're it's like the floor sort of breaks open and then they go back into the floor.
I see. Okay.
So it's very, very strong sense of druidic wrongness going on with these things now.
I don't suppose we brought some cement or some sort of other crafting putty to just like seal those up.
Well, they look like they
crafting
burrowed
putty
through the
Crafting
floor.
Yeah.
I don't know if a bit of putty is going to do much against. I mean, is there still like a little nubbin of plant there that seems to have root? Can I just go like firebolt them like a?
Well, it turns into solid stone once they're all the way in there. So I mean, you can firebolt them as they're going in, but they still just the little bits and pieces keep coming in, and then they reform those 3 lumps in the floor again.
I kind of want to earth tremor this area, but I also only have 2 first level spell slots, and
We're also in a very old tomb.
Yeah, I think that's a good way for us to die.
Was there another? Did when the lock turned, in addition to like the little bubble plant things, was there another exit that appeared kind of like we saw before? Or?
Oh yes, there is. I'm sorry. The directly across from the door. Once the door closed, another door formed. So you are looking at another door on the far side here.
I think we just move on before these things can.
Yeah, I
come
agree.
back.
Yeah, I don't think we spend too much time here.
All right, I'm going to cast a spell on myself.
Okay.
I'm healing myself.
Okay, what are you up to?
I just healed for 8, so I'm at 10.
Okay.
I'm going to stomp on the ground as we walk through the room on these things.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll move over to the door and repeat the unlock, pulling out the key unlocking the door and pushing it open.
Okay.
I'm keeping an eye on the little rock bubbles as this happens. If any
just in
plant shows
case.
their face, firebolt.
They don't appear to be doing anything when that happens from this side. And what is on the far side of this door, unlike the little small tomb chambers that you guys have been going through, this opens into a large circular room in which there are a number of niches in the walls where you can see that there are skeletons that have been entombed in the walls through the room. So you can count 6 skeletons in there.
How big is the room?
The room is 30-foot diameter, round chamber.
Is there any indication of who these skeletons are? Do they have any plaques or markers of any kind?
There are no plaques or markers in there, but in the center of the room, there is what appears to be some sort of protective summoning circle or something like that. The thing about it, though, is that the rune, there are 4 runes establishing the summoning circle, and obviously the only 2 of you with any real knowledge about summoning circles are going to be Tycho to a degree, Tycho, and then to a lesser degree Aja. You're familiar enough with the magic that is used for things like that, although it wouldn't be the type that you use. But both of you are pretty sure that when you carve a rune into solid stone, that it is not supposed to change from one to another every few seconds.
Yes, that's unusual. I mean, we can do the door thing, so we can go through and close the door and lock it and see what happens, because that seems to be triggering most of the action here. Although, I mean, this is some kind of crazy planar stuff. If I had to make a guess, I'd say the little chime of
this might be
plane hopping.
Ring the chime. But
let's take a look with the door open. Look at this. I'd like to look at the first skeleton alcove and look at the skeleton.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And do they have any shinies in them?
they do actually have some shinies with them. Each one of them seems to be wearing an identical bracelet and necklace. They're made of golden beads. And your guess is that probably they're worth about 25 gold pieces each.
Are there any symbols on the beads or that looks the same as the symbols in the center?
There are a bunch of symbols on there, but they are pictograms of a language that you've seen enough of in the past that you're pretty sure they're not magical runes. But you are able to. But when you check them against the magical runes on the circle, it appears to be that the runes in the circle are not magical. It appears to be cycling randomly through the names of the people that are in the alcoves, at least assuming that it's their names that are written on these bracelets and necklaces.
Okay. And no names that we recognize.
No names you recognize.
All right, I'm ready to try the door thing.
Yeah, everybody ready?
Yeah, well, let's stand just in front of the door, though, so we can make a quick break if we have to.
Okay.
Give the gong at the ready if we need to also.
Well, I'd rather not do that hastily.
Okay. I'm not saying hastily, but this makes me very uncomfortable being locked in a room with a very strange magical summoning circle.
Well, Kanjiro's going to be like at the door with the key and
Yeah, and so if something bad goes, I can just unlock the door again, hopefully, and that will reverse it. But
Ricky offers you a corner of his safety blanket.
Instead, Tycho's gonna warm up the old firebolt.
All right.
In case everything goes pear-shaped.
Yep, I will close the door behind us and lock it.
Okay, so you close the door behind you and you turn the key. Are you pulling the key out or are you leaving it in the lock?
I will pull the key out.
Okay, which is a good thing because the moment that you pull it out, the lock seals itself entirely closed and becomes the door itself disappears.
I told you to have the gong at the ready. Here's the backup.
You also hear the shuffling movement of skeleton bones as the skeletons begin to crawl out of the niches that they were in to attack you guys.
Mm-hmm.
All right, should we?
Hit the gong. Get out of here.
I mean, it's just some skeletons. We'll be all right.
Famous last words. Some of us are made of feathers and hollow bones.
We have another door in here.
There is no other door in here.
Okay.
Okay. All right, we've got Gabe, did you get that? All I've got is Allah and
So I drew like Jacob put his number and then I drew the line. Trying to be helpful and that wasn't helpful.
All right. No, I got it. All right. So
You mind totally. Okay.
so first person going is that you've got a 20, Gabe. So what do you do?
Well, I was ready with that firebolt, and I guess now is the time. So
Okay.
I'll try and hit one of the skeletons. Preferably the one that's closest to me. That's a 16.
That's a hit.
For 10 damage.
Nice. Okay. 4, 5, 6 skeletons. And how much did you do?
10 total.
Okay. It is still up.
That's it. Apart from that, if I can move back to hide behind someone bulkier than me, I will do so.
Okay. Let me let me get a camera going in a room that's roughly the right size. It's going to be a little bit too big, but okay. Change the camera over. Then that way we can sort of keep track of where things are. Okay, so let me grab my skeleton or some skeleton minis. Don't have any skeleton minis, so just need something to be skeletons. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we're
I did.
one.
She's mad because I'm not giving her attention.
Yeah, that's what the kittens were doing earlier. Oh, here. Oh. Come here.
5.
You spoke the magic word.
6. Okay, so
Oh no.
you've got various skeleton figures here. You have got one, 2, and Ricky. What I'm going to have to do to make this make sense. Let me see if I've got an overhead camera that I can plug in here. All right, let me see if this will work. it depends on whether or not Outlook is going to recognize this camera when it goes up. So.
I'm gonna look at Alice kicking.
I don't
Oh
know if
my
you guys
god!
can hear her purring.
Mm.
She's purring up a storm right next to my mic.
Oh, sorry. Now my dog's barking. Okay, so let me use a sort of overhead camera here. How is that in terms of the view of the room?
Ah,
Not too
now
bad.
that
Okay.
there's light.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's because I've got an overhead light. So what we've got here is we've got just random setup. We've got Jake is here, Emily is here, Tycho, that's where you are. Here is Ian. Is that visible? Just at the bottom there.
It's good enough.
Scoot it back a little bit. Okay, so there's Ian, and there's Ricky. So what happened was that Tycho, you're able to attack that skeleton that's right there, and then you retreat back behind everybody else to there.
Yeah, perfect.
And I'm actually going to turn it so that when I talk about things like retreats, that it makes some sense. So yeah, that's close enough. All right, so that's got you sort of at the back of the area, Tycho, and so that is you. Then after the 20, next person up is going to be Ian. What are you going to do, Zen Turtle?
So are each of those supposed to be 5 feet, or is this
Each of those are 5. They're 5 feet squares. Yeah. We'll just say it's bigger than 30 by 30 because this is the
no, that's
put together.
That's fine. You're fine with that. I just was trying to count.
Wait, each little square is 5 feet, or each like 4 panel?
Each little square is 5 feet. The large panels are going to be 10 by 10.
So I'd like to completely circle around the one that I'm base to base with, so that I'm on.
To get to the far side of him.
Yeah.
Okay, so you run around to like there. Is that correct? Because this is another skeleton here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Can I go the other way? So I'm like down one more. I know I'm being picky.
Like there?
Like, yeah.
Okay.
And then I'd like to use Thunder Wave and get both of those guys in it. So it looks like it should get both of them with a 15-foot by 15-foot cube.
Yes.
So they can make a Constitution saving throw of DC 14.
Okay. Both of them fail it.
Ooh, so I do 12 thunder damage to them.
Okay.
And I can push them back 10 feet.
Okay. So there's this enormous shock of sound that hurls them backward. Both of them are obviously right on the verge of coming apart. There's several bones just fall completely out. They lose half their rib cages. The little bits of bone from the arm fall off. They're virtually disintegrated by that fact, although they are still standing and fighting after that. That was in 14. Okay, then, however, in 13, they go. So that one's going to attack. Both of those two are going to attack Jake. And first roll's a natural 1. The next one rolls a 19, though, so that's going to be a hit. And you are going to take 1d6 plus 2 piercing damage. So it stabs its longsword into you, Jake, and you take 3 points of damage from it.
Okay.
Should have put that crick on you.
The one directly across from Emily moves forward, and it attacks. Unless you have an armor class of this is not as good as 7, it's going to miss. The 3 of them that are over here, the 2 that got thunder waved, are going to charge for actually 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That's a 25-foot move. Yes, they can do that. They've got a 30-foot move. So they're going to attack you, Ian. One of them rolls a 5 and misses. One of them, I don't know what that was. One of them rolls a 12, 13. No, just a 12. Okay, so that's a miss. And the last one moves forward. It would have gone for Tycho, but Tycho is cowering behind Ricky, so it attacks Ricky and gets an 18. What's your armor class? It's a hit. Okay, so it lunges forward and it does 4 points of damage to you, Ricky, instead of the cowardly Tycho who is cowering behind you.
Ricky, cowardly, it's tactical.
Yeah, you didn't take any damage.
Yes.
It worked.
Yeah.
All right, that was in 13. So then we move on to who's next? 10, Jake.
Yep. I will attack one of the ones that I'll attack the one that stabbed me.
Okay.
That's going to be a 19 to hit.
That's a hit.
For 11 damage.
Ow. Okay. It is still alive, but it's in very, very bad shape. Almost as bad shape as the ones that that Ian nailed with the thunder wave. Okay. Then next is Ala. What does Ricky do?
Ricky's gonna try and stab the one that's next to him. Although, does Tycho have a weapon out?
What do you mean, apart from my overwhelming magic potential? Oh, I do have a quarterstaff. But also the other thing.
Before it stabs me to death on its way to you.
Yeah. It's so you can keep it away, keep it at range.
Yeah. I believe a 17 is going to connect.
17 will definitely hit. Roll damage.
All right. Damage is 8. So 14 points with the rapier, and then I'm going to bonus attack with my dagger just to get, maybe a couple extra points of damage on there.
Because rogues are great.
Well, I don't get my sneak attack with that, but I just do like a measly 1 point of damage with my dagger, as I'm just like, eh.
Wait, these guys are not resistant to.
No,
not in 5e.
They're just vulnerable to bludgeoning. Oh man, that's totally nerfs. God.
Yeah, but there's
We're
6
level
of them.
1.
God. Okay, so you killed it. Okay, so you kill it with the rapier by poking lots and lots of little holes in the bones, I guess, somehow.
Well, I poke the one vertebrae that's holding it all together, and then it just kind of pops apart.
Okay, so all right, that's good. So you do this totally ace, spin the blade around in a circle, then point forward once, and it cuts the one thing that's holding everything apart, everything together, and it comes tumbling down into a pile of bones in front of you if you do 14 points of damage to it, because they only have 16. So you don't even get to follow the dagger.
I don't need to poke it with my dagger, but I do anyway, just because it poked me real hard.
Okay. So so after you kill it, you get down and you stab the skull of it.
Yeah, it's like a scrape. Ricky just scratches an R on its face.
Okay.
It's very dramatic.
Ricky was here.
I signed my work. In 4, Emily, what do you do?
I'm gonna bonus action shillelagh and then club it.
Okay, so you turn the
20.
green, get all the green light going.
Yeah, the dark green to the light green, and then it's gonna be a 22 to hit.
That'll really, really, really be a hit. Well, what's the damage?
1 plus 5. But it's vulnerable to bludgeoning, right?
It is vulnerable to bludgeoning. So but the bludgeoning damage was just the 1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you do 2 points of bludgeoning damage and then plus 5.
4, so 6 total.
Okay. All right. So it's down 6. Okay. So it's still up. So only one of them actually died during that round. Roll initiative. Jeez.
There we go.
Don't waste your good
How's
die
everyone
roll.
looking? Is anyone looking really beat up?
I think Ricky's looking a little rough.
Let's just say it was half my hit points with its
So
scratch.
Ricky's looking bloodied.
Yep. If we're gonna use this 4E terms here,
Hey man, it's one of the best things to come out of 4th edition.
it's true. It's like that and minions were like.
All right. Oh no, Gabe, you're first. Okay. So what does Tycho do?
Tycho,
there are no skeletons in your immediate vicinity.
Tycho. I guess the one Ricky got stabbed by is dead now. Well, that's good. I guess I'm going to hit the one that's directly.
Not Ricky killed it, but it's dead now.
I'm
Okay.
I'm
All right.
I'm all set.
I mean, let's see. I guess. There's one over by. Oh, there's 2 by Kenji. We're gonna get the one that's dangerously near me.
There's really not one that's dangerously near you. You've got 2 of them. You've got 2 of them that are fighting with Ian over here, and they're both completely ripped to shreds.
Well, aren't there two on Kenji?
Yeah, if
there are 2.
If I go down, that one.
Neither one of them is dangerously close to you, unless
I
he
think
died.
they're both dangerously close to me, but one is dangerously closer.
I think what he considers dangerously close is very subjective.
Right. Okay. That
Alive is
certainly could
dangerously
be.
close.
Well, they're
Same area.
The thing is this: the one that is the most dangerously close to you out of the 2 that are fighting Jake is the one that is not wounded. The one that is a little smidgen further away from you is the one that he just completely wailed on and almost killed.
I'll go for the one that's a smidgen further away from me.
Okay, I thought you
If
probably
only
would,
because
but
we'll leave him to focus on the other one.
okay.
And I think with a 19 that will hit and do 8 points of fire damage.
Okay, so you point your finger. There's a flash of fire. It was only being held together by rags and tendons, and they all catch fire, and it falls in a heap at Jake's feet. That was in 17. Then in 16.
You can thank me later, Kenji. Focus on the other one.
That's going to be a 12 to hit.
Oh, I don't think that's a hit. Hold on. Nope, they're armor class 13, so you miss.
Okay.
Then in everybody going in 11, Ian and Ricky both. Ricky, what do you do?
Ricky's gonna move up to the other one that's by Kenji.
Okay.
And
So you're now in a flanking attack sort of situation.
yeah, it's the hope anyway.
Sneak attack. You got it.
There's a 15 hit.
Yes, it does.
Oh boy. And that's another 14 points of damage.
Okay, so that is going to kill it. So you cut that one in half with your rapier.
Yeah, Ricky's found the weak spot.
So I'm gonna drop my Great Maul.
Okay.
And I am going to pull out my hand axes and attack one on each of them.
Okay.
So I've got an 18 to hit the first one, and the second one with no modifiers is a 13.
That's a hit.
Oh, good.
Yeah, there is a 13.
So the first one does 8 damage, and the second one does 4 damage.
Okay, so you drop the big maul, pull out the 2 weapons, smash one, smash the other. Both of them go down.
And I guess I've still got movement. I will move. I can't quite see where I am, but
well, you're down over here. So if you wanted to move up to attack, you could be doing something like that.
Yeah, I'll try to give her flanking if you're going to give it any bonuses for that if I can.
Yep. And then Emily in 9. So now you've got one of your allies on the flank.
So I don't know. What does that do for me? Doesn't that only matter for rogues?
Well, so if we're using the flanking rules in 5th edition, it would give you advantage on the attack. For rogues, they just have to have somebody within 5 feet of their target.
Yep.
Okay. So are we doing that, Matt?
Yeah.
Okay, so I get advantage. That's sweet.
You're welcome.
Here. Thank you.
Because what he did was it's the way of handling if you were attacking someone from behind, from the sort of old way of thinking about it. But the thing is, someone is going to turn around so that you can't attack them from behind. But the idea being that if you've got people to where you've got to handle 2 people,
Right.
Someone's going to get that benefit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, somebody's going to get the unprotected side.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a 19 plus 6, 25 to hit.
That's a hit,
And
it's already wounded.
So 3 bludgeoning plus 4.
Okay, so did you already double the bludgeoning damage, or?
Yeah, that would be 6.
Okay, so that will
So
kill it. Okay, so you take that one down. So the skeletons are now piles of bones lying around the room. Let me switch my camera back here.
I'm going to carefully pick them up, the piles, and like try and put them back in the alcoves, because I feel like that wasn't their fault that they came alive.
Okay. The ones that Ricky has been nearby do not have their shinies. The one you do find one of them that was not near Ricky that still had its shinies on it.
All right, so I'll grab the other two. So how many? So we find 3 sets of the 25 gold piece jewelry.
6. There were 6 of them.
We only find 3.
Is the pair worth 25 GP, or is each piece of the set worth 25 GP?
The pair is worth 25.
Oh, okay. Is the little summoning circle thing still going with the flashing or the changing runes and the names?
It is.
Well, that's interesting.
I think because no other door has opened up, right?
Correct.
So I think
so.
I think this might be where we ring the chime of worlds. While we're all standing in the circle, maybe. But I mean, I'll leave that decision to my more arcane.
That was my thought as well, especially because the exit we came through is now entirely gone. It appears that the keyhole's gone.
Who else is wounded?
I feel fine.
So why don't it was just a scratch though. I can take care of it.
Okay, I was gonna say, why don't we take a short rest and?
Okay, yeah, we could do that as well. That's actually way better.
Yeah, than using spells.
Or lay on hands.
Yep.
Okay, so there's no problem at all taking a short rest. Nothing appears to be changing at all in the room.
Skeletons are not coming back to life.
Exactly. Other than the fact that it still seems to be changing the runes that are on the summoning circle, everything is safe here.
So in an hour watching these, just relaxing, because I actually don't need a short rest, so I can examine them, I guess. Mm-hmm. Is the pattern repeating?
The symbols repeat, but the pattern doesn't.
Are you ready for the chime? Gong? Gonglet?
I kind of want to look around the alcoves just to make sure there's nothing else that we're missing there in terms of
loot.
No, I'm not thinking loot. I'm thinking anything that might reference these patterns. Yeah, I'm not really just
science.
No, okay. Do cause. I mean, do what's the word I'm looking for? Process. That's the word.
Okay, so you.
as the monks would say.
Well, I mean, you've got plenty. You've got all the time that you need. You can go through. You check it. You're not able to find anything in there other than the bits and pieces of the skeletons and the things that they were buried with. There's no engravings or anything like that.
Can I toss? I'll toss a torch into the symbol, like the spinning circle.
Okay, nothing happens.
All right. I guess we're gonna ring the gong then. Everybody ready for that?
I think so.
So are we standing in the circle when we ring the gong? Or?
I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, she just said that the people who are attuned to it, or I assume maybe he. I guess we're attuned to it. I kind of think that we should at least like
hold hands.
Hold exactly. Yes. hold hands. Get all in close.
So everybody grab some shell and I'll ring it.
You would be the hippie.
Yeah, we all put hands on Pel's back.
Okay, so everyone touches Pel, and you ring the chime of worlds, and we'll find out next session what happens.
Fantastic.
I have to also acquire a tiny gong by next session.
Yeah, exactly.
We can probably 3D print that.
Yeah, but it won't
be musical. Yeah, unless you have metal.
That's when we have to supply the music.
There you go.
I think we can manage.
You could 3D print the whole frame of it and then like attach just like a little metal piece.
Yeah, a little metal disc. Yeah.
I think at some point we should actually have a little gong model, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, at some point in the future. Right? Yeah, I bet you used to be able to buy little tiny.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I bet we can find one on Amazon for like $2.
Just go hit up like thrift stores or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now that said, I believe All and I will be gone in 2 weeks. So.
Oh no! Okay.
That's right. Yeah, we're gonna be in Hawaii, which.
Well, I wasn't gonna rub it in, but yeah, we'll be in Hawaii.
Oh, terrible!
Yeah.
Oh no!
Suffering on our end.
Yeah, it's gonna be horrible down there in that tropical paradise.
All right. Well, we'll figure out what's gonna happen when we get closer to that. We'll go ahead and thank you for watching, everybody. We're gonna go ahead and take it off the air, and then we will see you in a couple of weeks.